Hi everybody! Hi Tamar! So Tyrion, season 6, Tyrion Lannister, second son of Tywin Lannister. The Lannisters are the most powerful family in the realm, but he's an imp. So basically he was dealt a mixed hand.
Yeah, he's a man of contradictions. Like you can say a lot about him, and on the other hand, you can add on the other hand. So he's an imp, like you said, but on the other hand, he's very privileged.
Okay.
He was born into the most powerful family in Westeros. We are introduced to Tyrion as this spoiled brat, spoiled rich kid, as an alcoholic, as a hedonistic person who likes the ladies, you know.
Right, believes in nothing.
On the other hand,
Okay.
when he gets some kind of a role, of an official role, be the hand of the king or master of coin, or even to be responsible for the sewage, for the sewage system in Castle Rock or whatever, he takes it very seriously.
And he does a good job. So he doesn't want power just for power's sake. He wants to use it to the benefit of the people.
He has a strong sense of justice. If you have a strong sense of justice, it usually means that you, in some sense, despise the way the world acts and behaves as it is, and you want to change it. He wants to rule. He wants to do it well. In a sense, he's an anti-Machiavellian ruler.
What do you mean?
The way Machiavelli prescribes how to rule is to, on the outside, be very virtuous and, you know, like a good ruler. But behind the scenes, you do a lot of crazy stuff and immoral stuff, which are very important.
And he's on the other way.
And he's on the other way. He's perceived as a cruel ruler, but behind the scenes, we know that he's virtuous, basically.
And he's sensitive, and he's good in the show. He's a better person than he is in the books, but he's like the hero of the story.
It's even mathematically proven
that he's the protagonist of the story.
Yeah,
right?
And also he's the character that we all like to relate to.
Right.
He's the underdog, the ultimate underdog.
Right.
He's even shorter than a dog. So he's under the dog. Salute!
He's also an outsider. He's an insider because he's playing the game, but he has an outsider's point of view, and he's kind of a political commentator. He makes sense of what is happening politically in the story, both in Essos and in Westeros. We see him talking to Jorah and explaining the political systems and how he thinks it can go better.
If we look to history for this anti-Machiavellian archetype, Richard III come in mind, and it was even approved, got a stamp of approval by capital H-E. Richard III was a king for a short period of time in the War of the Roses.
He was a hunchback?
He was a hunchback, and he was perceived and ridiculed as this some kind of a ugly person, in which his ugliness, his outside appearance, is reflective of his entire position as a king.
And it was perceived to be as reflective of his own character.
Yeah, Shakespeare, for instance, did amazing job depicting Richard III and basically establishing his character in the popular culture as this deformed individual who got his kingdom by, you know, scheming and stuff like that, and he got what he deserves, basically.
What did he get?
He died during the War of the Roses, during the battle, one of the last battles. Not unlike Emperor Claudius, who was also a deformed individual, one of the first emperors of the Roman Empire.
Right.
He was ugly and deformed, and he stuttered. He was ridiculed and laughed at. But today, historians give him a lot of credit for stuff he did, and they don't perceive him as a bad ruler. And Plato prescribed the best ruler. He said the best ruler should be a philosopher, because a true philosopher will never want this kind of power.
So he's a reluctant ruler?
Exactly. Tyrion is like, I see him as some kind of a philosopher king, as a ruler.
How do you know this?
That's what I do. I drink and I know things.
Okay, so now he's in Mereen. Daenerys is gone, and he's left to rule together with Varys and his small council. A city that suffers from terrorist acts
In a foreign occupation.
and foreign occupation with two different classes that are now one, the slaves and the former owners. So there is a lot of chaos. What will he do in season 6? The board!
Salute!
Yes, Itamar.
So I think he will continue his trajectory as or his education as a ruler
Right.
and as a politician with a lot of power and tools in order to control. And he will try, of course, to establish order
In Mereen.
in Mereen.
That's not that bold of a prediction.
Yeah, it's common sense, you know. We will try to consolidate what Daenerys consolidate the people and the power. Basically, what Daenerys started to do, but he will do it better than her. He will prepare the city for a siege
Why do you think a siege?
because I read the books.
That's a good point. So the other cities of Slavers Bay will want to use this opportunity of
Yeah,
vacuum of power in order to re-establish slavery.
Yeah, will be no Daenerys surrogate beside him
Right.
that can do it because Dario and Jorah went on their
Escapade.
little adventure, you know.
Right.
And,
And Barristan Selmy is
He's
dead.
dead, yeah. And,
Unlike the books. A lot of people are speculating that the dragons are going to be released
Yeah.
because this is what happened in the books in a different way. And
Yeah.
a lot of people are speculating that he will be the one to release the dragons. What do you think?
I think that Varys will be the one to release
I agree.
the dragons because remember Varys, with all his talk of the realm and reestablishing this Daenerys dynasty, he's also an arsonist.
Right.
He can do stuff like Littlefinger, So I think he wants Tyrion to go back, basically,
Right.
on the long term. He doesn't want him to stay in Mereen. He wants
Right.
to be part of this Daenerys machine that will come to reconquer Westeros. So in order to promote that, he will have to create
Okay.
chaos in Mereen.
And I think it makes more sense for Varys to do something like that than for Tyrion, that he is very calculated and he has a plan, a pragmatic plan, and releasing the dragons, that's like a wild card. You
Yeah.
release the dragons, you don't know what they're going to do. Maybe they will kill you. So you will do that only if you are desperate or if you have another plan,
And
like
also,
Varys does.
story-wise, it could promote maybe the idea of Tyrion being one of the dragon riders. Because I can
Okay.
imagine in episode 9 or something like that, or episode 10, this crazy scene, this CGI scene, when
Okay.
the dragon is like, and Tyrion is sure he's going to die, he already accepted death, and then this dragon, and Tyrion is like, oh, this is strange.
There's a connection between
And
me and the dragon.
maybe this red priestess will be around.
Right, this Anya Bookstein,
Anya
the
yeah,
Israeli
yeah.
actor.
Respect. Hi!
That's the greatest achievement of the Jewish people in 5,000 years.
Yeah, everyone here would like to see her naked in this season.
That's sexist.
So maybe this Anya Bookstein, this red priestess, is there in order to tell, hey, he didn't eat you. He didn't burn you. Maybe you are
Part of the plan.
a secret Targaryen.
Hi! So basically, we agree that he's going to rule Mereen. There will be a siege. He will not release the dragons. And Tyrion will fall in love with one of the dragons.
Yes.
So let's look beyond season 6. Where do you see Tyrion ending up?
I see him playing some kind of a role in the new government, whichever it will be, as a traitor, not only to his family, with whom he's already betrayed,
Right.
but also to his entire class.
What do you mean?
Like they said about FDR, that he was a traitor to his class because he was born into this Roosevelt family,
Right.
rich New York family, whatever. And then when he got into power, he said, I welcome your hate. I'm going against my class privileges in order to create basically a new class, a middle class of Americans.
So middle class
political,
Westerosi.
yeah, with political power. Maybe he will create the Westerosi middle class.
So, if there are two betrayals, if he's a traitor to the class and a traitor to his family, and we believe he will also betray Daenerys, there are three betrayals that mirror the three betrayals that Daenerys is supposed to go through. So that could be interesting to see it play out.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you have your own predictions, put it on the board, on the message board, on the comment board. And we would like to thank our patrons. Thank you, patrons, so much. Here are some of our patrons. There are more patrons in our Patreon page. And if you want to see our cool extra Patreon-only content, click it. It's in the description. And subscribe to get our episode reviews, our episode previews with bold predictions for every single episode. And also we have Q&As about every episode. So that's 3 videos for every episode, 3 per week. Subscribe. Bye, everybody.
Hi.
Bye.